She's been dubbed the princess of hip-hop and is one of social media's top trending acts with her viral bops and, of course, iconic style.
The rapper was 25 minutes late to her scheduled slot on stage, and after a few songs, the organisers turned off her mic so they could make way for the next act.
Welcome to 2025. Here we go, guys, as 2025 kicks off, where some stars just could not leave their drama behind in 2024. Today, we're diving into the wild downfall of Ice Spice. What led to her losing 500,000 followers in just 12 days?
Her initial legendary rise in 2023, where she gained over 40 million monthly listeners, as of today, she's lost just about over half, which is still a large and impressive number.
How did she go from 40 million monthly listeners to barely half that? And why did she show up 25 minutes late to a $350 a ticket show, only to perform for 5 minutes before being met with disappointment from the crowd? Is this the end of Ice Spice's career? Stick around to uncover the full story. It's crazier than you think. First on the list is Vex Bolts. And honestly, if you're not familiar with the TikTok drama around them, don't worry, it's not worth your time. But there's someone else we really should have left in 2024, and that's Ice Spice. If you've been following my channel or keeping up with Ice Spice in general, you probably already know the consensus. Her music isn't great. From questionable song lyrics to every track sounding the same, it's been hard to ignore the criticism. Plus, she doesn't have the best reputation as a person either. Let's talk numbers. In 2023, Ice Spice had an impressive breakout year, landing multiple songs on the Billboard Top 100 and gaining over 40 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
28 equivalent album units, who previously scored 4 top 10 hits on the Billboard Top 100. Ice responded to the news by celebrating how far she's came from her last EP in 2023.
But since then, her popularity has dropped, and fast. Right now, she's lost more than half of her listeners, though she still has a decent fan base compared to some other artists. That said, the rapid decline in her popularity is hard to ignore. Just last year, she was one of the biggest names on TikTok, which translated to massive streams on Spotify. People would hear her viral songs on TikTok and then stream them on Spotify. Now her numbers are shrinking at an alarming rate. Sure, some might argue that 60 million monthly listeners is still impressive, but compared to where she was, it's clear her career is taking a downturn. This sudden fall from fame is something worth studying. It's wild to think about how much can change in just a year. Let's take a moment to reflect on how far Ice Spice has fallen, considering this was someone who, at her peak, had 30 million, maybe even 40 or 50 million monthly listeners. Now, her latest song, Give Me a Light, has managed only 8 million streams.
As on the track Give Me a Light, we have this chipmunk Sean Paul sample that is kind of mismatched with a skittering beat, and shouty flows from Ice Spice.
Far from the numbers she used to pull in. If we compare this to her earlier tracks, the difference is glaringly obvious. It's safe to say that 2024 was not her year. Despite her declining popularity, Ice Spice somehow managed to secure a spot in Fortnite, complete with her own custom skin and emotes. But instead of being a hit, it was met with overwhelming backlash. Reddit threads were filled with criticism, and it was nearly impossible to find a positive review or post about it. Some users even said Ice Spice never should have been included in Fortnite, calling her an icon of self-degradation, moral bankruptcy, and traits they argued had no place in a game targeted at players aged 13 and up. Her inclusion in Fortnite sparked a heated debate about her relevance and appropriateness. While some defenders may have supported the move, most critics saw it as a blatant misstep. And let's not even talk about her infamous signature move that made its way into the game. It's something many felt was far from appropriate for the platform. Beyond Fortnite, Ice Spice's reputation continued to crumble throughout the year.
In November of 2022, it was announced that Ice Spice would be joining Fortnite Live Concert. Of course, this sparked some controversy, as some people believe that adding someone as raunchy as Ice Spice was bad for the demographic of the game. Well,
social media platforms like Reddit, TikTok, and Instagram became battlegrounds where users collectively voiced their disapproval. From countless memes to outright hate posts, the internet made it clear that Ice Spice's time in the spotlight was coming to an end. Terms like melted were used to describe her career trajectory, with fans and critics alike agreeing that her star power had drastically faded. A major factor in this backlash is Ice Spice's controversial personality. Her public feuds with other creators, including fellow rapper Nicki Minaj and TikTok star Mads Lewis, have given people even more reasons to dislike her. These conflicts not only hurt her reputation, but also fueled a growing hate train against her. It seems that her behavior has made it difficult for people to empathize with her, or even support her music. One of the most significant blows to her image came from a recent drama that led to her losing a staggering 500,000 followers on Instagram in just 12 days. Reports suggest that in one day alone, she lost over 8,000 followers. This sharp decline followed a TikTok story time by Cleet Trappa, who revealed why she and Ice Spice are no longer friends. While Ice Spice has remained relatively quiet about the situation, the damage to her online presence has been undeniable. All in all, 2024 was a year where everything seemed to go wrong for Ice Spice. From social media hate to declining streams and public controversies, she faced backlash on nearly every front. It's hard to predict if she'll bounce back or continue her downward spiral. But for now, it's clear that her once iconic status has taken a major hit. Ice Spice did briefly address the drama during a Twitter Spaces session, but she didn't have much to say. Regardless, losing 500,000 followers in just over a week is a shocking turn of events. That's over 500,000 people deciding, almost simultaneously, that they no longer wanted to support her. This wasn't just a minor dip, it was a massive exodus of fans. And let's not forget, this happened while her Spotify monthly listener count was already plummeting, dropping from a staggering 40 million to less than 20 million. With such a steep decline in popularity, it's no wonder some people believe she should have been left behind in 2024, along with Vexbolts. Unfortunately for Ice Spice, 2025 is off to an even rougher start, making it look like her worst year yet in the music industry. But before diving into her 2025 controversies, let's address a key issue contributing to her downfall: her noticeable weight loss.
The rapper firing back at rumors that she's using the weight loss drug during a conversation on X Spaces, after a number of comments on her recent photos questioned her seemingly quick weight loss.
Recently, new pictures of Ice Spice surfaced, showing that she's gotten significantly thinner. This sparked widespread speculation online, with some fans comparing the situation to Ariana Grande's dramatic weight loss and expressing concerns about her health. Many are saying she looks unwell, with her transformation raising eyebrows everywhere. Now let's be clear, everyone has the right to look however they want. Whether someone chooses to be thin, curvy, or anything else, it's their personal choice, and that should be respected. However, when you're a high-profile celebrity whose career heavily relies on appearances, especially when your image is central to your brand, any noticeable changes are bound to draw attention. In Ice Spice's case, when her music is already widely criticized, her appearance became one of the few reasons some fans stuck around. With her weight loss, many fans feel she's lost the appeal that made her stand out. Social media has been flooded with posts comparing her current look to her past self, with captions like, "She looked better back then," or questions like, "What happened to Ice Spice?" One viral post from a user named Creepy simply asked, "What happened to Ice Spice?" This post, along with hundreds of others, reflects the confusion and concern surrounding her drastic transformation. The most logical explanation might be that Ice Spice made this change for health reasons. However, it's hard to imagine she'd willingly make such a shift, knowing it could harm her career rather than help it. When your public image plays such a significant role in your success, decisions like these can have lasting consequences. Now, moving into 2025, things aren't looking any brighter for Ice Spice. On December 31st, 2024, leading into January 1st, 2025, she was set to perform at the Wildlands New Year's Eve Festival as a headlining act. However, the night turned into a disaster when she was booed off stage by the audience. Getting booed off stage at a festival you're headlining is a harsh blow, and it's not hard to understand why the crowd reacted that way. Reports suggest that Ice Spice showed up 20 minutes late to her set.
25 minutes late to a 30-minute session she was supposed to have, performed only one song, and a lot of people were not happy with their performance,
leaving fans who had paid good money for tickets frustrated and disappointed. When you combine that with her already declining popularity, the negative reception wasn't exactly surprising. In summary, Ice Spice's struggles seem to be compounding as time goes on. Between losing massive numbers of fans, facing backlash over her weight loss, and being booed at live events, it's clear that 2025 isn't shaping up to be her year. Whether she can turn things around remains to be seen. But for now, it seems like her career is in serious jeopardy. Yes, you heard that right. Ice Spice was scheduled to perform for 30 minutes at the festival, but she showed up 25 minutes late, leaving only 5 minutes for her performance. To make matters worse, her mic was cut off as soon as her time was up. Reports also revealed that some fans had traveled up to 6 hours to attend the festival and paid over $350 for their tickets. This level of disrespect to people's time and money is unbelievable. Fans in the crowd also complained that during her brief appearance, she barely performed and seemed uninterested the whole time. For many, this was the breaking point. Imagine spending $350, traveling for hours, and then watching an artist who doesn't even seem like they want to be there. It's enough to infuriate anyone. Outraged fans took to the festival's Instagram page, demanding answers. One comment summed it up perfectly, saying Ice Spice performed one song, barely tried, sounded terrible, and then just left. The festival eventually responded to the backlash, explaining that Ice Spice's delay caused major scheduling issues. Their response read, "Hey, we understand Ice Spice's delayed arrival caused frustration. Managing a packed festival requires us to stick strictly to scheduled set times. We had a curfew of 12:30 a.m. to ensure Chaz and Status could perform on time, allowing everyone to enjoy the New Year's Eve countdown." In other words, even the festival was frustrated by her actions, and it seems unlikely they'll ever invite her back. To make matters worse, Ice Spice's apology to the fans was lackluster at best. According to a Yahoo article, her statement was, "I'm sorry guys, surely you all can forgive me. It was my birthday, and it takes a long time to look like a Barbie." No further explanation, no real accountability, and no acknowledgement of how much time and money she wasted for the fans. This nonchalant apology left many people fuming. Where's the rest of the apology, Ice Spice? How does "it was my birthday" excuse ruining a major event for so many people? This situation highlights the entitlement some celebrities have, thinking their time is more valuable simply because they have more followers. It's clear Ice Spice's attitude and lack of professionalism did not just upset her fans. It's now one more reason why her career is rapidly declining. If it were my money she wasted, I'd honestly prefer her to come up with some kind of excuse rather than give this ridiculous apology. Tell me you got stuck in traffic. Tell me your dressing room caught fire. Anything. But saying it takes a long time to look like a Barbie and then only performing for 5 minutes feels like a complete slap in the face. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. Now I'm curious, what would you guys do if Ice Spice showed up 25 minutes late to a show you spent $350 on? She barely performed and left? Unreal behavior. Let me know in the comments below because this kind of behavior is just unbelievable. Thanks for watching.